What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Hedera hash graph. It's just Hedera now, actually, I'm pretty sure. Shout out to the OGs to know what I'm talking about, though. HBAR. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, you guys, and let's get into it. Daddy needs a haircut. Let's see here. Looking at this now, I'm just going to read you a little bit of this article on Token Post because it's kind of interesting, right? HBAR rallies as Hedera expands into AI, gaming, and sustainability, which... cool. Sustainability, I don't know what that means, but cool, good. You know, pro sustainable is always good for anything, honestly. So I know that some people are like, oh, sustainability, that's for dorks. No, dude, that's actually really good stuff. But I don't know how much that's going to add to the value of this thing. It might make it more attractive to some people because it won't prevent it, right, from being a suitable investment. A lot of people were prevented from buying Bitcoin because it wasn't energy efficient or isn't energy efficient, even though most Bitcoin mining is done with renewable energy. But I digress. Let's get into this, okay? On June 24th, I'm not going to read the intro, Blockchain for Energy, B4E, joined the Hedera Governing Council, which is a pretty big deal, right? That happened relatively recently, B4E. And, oh, wait, where is Hedera? I thought I had it pulled up here. HBAR. Nope, hold on. Sorry, guys. HBAR. I really thought I did have it pulled up. We want it on a weekly time frame. Yes. Okay. And that was, June 24th. That was this week. So you've had some bullish upside, double bottom since that news. Since B4E joined the Hedera Governing Council. They'll run a node and help shape governance policies, especially around emissions, transparency. Okay, that's cool. That's always good. Hedera also introduces its AI Studio, an open source toolkit for building AI-powered decentralized applications. Whoa! The suite includes an agent kit compatible with LangChain, enabling developers to create AI agents that interact with Hedera's consensus and token services using natural language. That's awesome. Accelerate development. Awesome. In gaming, Hedera Foundation partnered with the Binary Holdings, TBH, on June 19th. Wow, so some big partnerships actually have been happening. TBH's decentralized app store, Southeast Asia via OneWave, yeah, integrated with telecom platforms in Indonesia and the Philippines. OneWave could reach over 169 million users with Web3 rewards and on-chain. That's big, man. And that might not seem like a big deal, but man, on-chain rewards, free money, and not necessarily free money, but ease of access to money for people in the Eastern Hemisphere, that's a big deal, man. That's a really big deal. And that is a big deal in the Western Hemisphere as well, too. But there's a big population of people over there. And user basis really basically directly transfers into valuation growth, right, if you believe in Metcalfe's law. Meanwhile, the U.S. SEC is reviewing the proposed Canary HBAR ETF with the decision expected by July 7th. If approved, hopefully it doesn't get approved, it could provide institutional investors with direct exposure to HBAR, potentially boosting its market legitimacy. Yeah, July 7th, it's July 3rd now. It's Thursday? So July 7th, is that a Tuesday? July 4th is Friday, so it's Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So it'd be Monday. I don't think they pass it. I hope they don't pass it. An ETF approval actually might be not good. It's normally not a good thing. Normally it's not a good thing. In fact, the only ETF that ever got approved in the United States that did not impact the price negatively was Bitcoin, right? But for Ethereum, for gold, for copper, for silver, for uranium, for all these different things, it's not a good thing, actually. I don't know where the... where they talk about the the sustainability, but hey, that's okay too. Just some big things going on, you guys. Some big things, and it seems like the market's reacting appropriately or positively, I should say, for this. Appropriate, I guess, is however they want to react. Little double bottom here. You've got this, what looks to be like a bull flag, right? Absolutely, it does look like a bull flag, and you've got a double bottom. This is also what you would call a partial decline, where you're finding resistance on trend lines here, finding support on this trend line here. You reach for it, but you can't quite get to it. That's a partial decline. That's also a bullish thing. So partial decline, bull flag, double bottom, no matter how you slice it, it's bullish, man. You got like 3 different bullish indicators all in one consolidation phase. Low to high, bouncing off the 50 twice. I often say you don't expect to find significance at the 0.5, but when you do, you get significant results. We haven't said that so much this cycle because, man, it's... the 0.5 has actually been a very significant area for whatever reason this cycle. It's been a very significant area. And not only that, but even without the fibs here, you can see that you found support. If I bring it down a little bit right there, found support right at prior areas of resistance, right at prior areas of support as well. So key area right there, very key area. Looking at this on a weekly time frame, You've got bullish divergence on your MACD, bullish divergence on the stochastics, little double bottom action at the 40 on the RSI, all bullish things that promote bullish prospects afterwards. Your MACD oscillators look like they're bouncing off or getting ready. They're not bouncing yet, but if you move up like I think you are, if you got the little W here, you break out of this bull flag pattern. We'll go over those targets in a second, but we're setting up the base right now, okay? Whenever you move up, you're going to be bouncing off the zero with your oscillators, which is awesome. That's awesome, you guys. That's like the equivalent of bullish divergence on the stochastics or on the RSI, right? Like that's actually a really good thing. It's even more bullish, I think, than finding bullish divergence on the MACD itself is having your oscillators bounce off the zero line. Looking at this on a 3-day time frame here. Let's see. Oops. Maybe we should start off on the 1 hour. We'll zoom back out from there, okay? That way we don't get all twisted up. Finding support at prior resistance, lower lows in the RSI, higher lows in the price, bullish. Finding support at the 50, bullish. We like to see it. Stochastics are crossing up. Typically, whenever you get out of the overbought zone, you go to the oversold zone. So any kind of cross before you get to the oversold zone is actually very bullish in itself with the stochastics, and it looks like that might be what you're doing. MACD's crossing down a little bit. That's the one bearish conniption there. And if you were to go lower, it's really not a big deal. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but you know, low to high. A lot of things have been finding support on their 236 lately, especially in like more bullish posturings like this one's in. But if you were to go lower, sure, maybe 15.5 cents, 15 cents at the lowest. I don't think you see anything terrible, right? It's not going to be crazy. You're at 15.8 cents now. So what? Drop 0.8 cents, 0.9 cents at the most. You're fine, man. You're not worried. You shouldn't be worried about that. 4 hour time frame. Stochastics look great. RSI looks immaculate. MACD bounced off the zero, and that provided some nice growth here as well. I bounced off the zero there, and you had a little bit of a grow, a little bit of a downward move, and then a bounce right there. But it looks like you're breaking out of this kind of area right now as we speak. So yeah, guys, things are looking really good, very positive. Looking at this here, with the idea that this is a bull flag, if we were to measure the price here from a low to a high, okay, low to high, we put this at the base of this range, right? That's how you do a bull flag. That'd be about $1.20 that we would expect to see the HBAR price go to. Now, again, not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but from a high to a low, from last cycle's high to low, that does line up precisely with our minimum expectation, which is the 1272. I doubt that this next move sees anything less than this, okay? Measure moves are not requirements. They're not prophecies. You can stop below them. You can stop above them, but it's pretty uncommon when you're breaking out to new relative highs, whatever time frame you're on, it's pretty uncommon to stop below your 1272, okay? Or if you do, it's like momentary. You'll move up, you'll come down, you'll move up like that, you know what I mean? It wouldn't be something like this that you stop at until you get to the 1272 or higher. Now again, this is not a requirement. You can go higher than that. And I actually do anticipate that HBAR does go higher than that. I'm expecting something around like $1.80 to $2 personally. That's my expectation. If not there, $1.21 is fine, right? I think I speak for more than just myself whenever I say we'd be happy to see HBAR at about a 7.5x from here. There's nothing wrong with that. And that outperforms the majority of market participants as well. If we're looking at this from a high to a low, right there, 1886200 area. There's a lot of sense to be made out of that too. A lot of cryptos have that as like a target area. But if you were to go higher, the 2272 is right here, and oftentimes you do go just above the 2272. So something around, you know, maybe not above $2, but right around $2, $1.60, something like that. That could be in store as well. I could take it or leave it as far as what the targets are. You know, for a long time I've held out that I think we'll go just below $2, but at this point, if we go to $1.21, whatever, you know, that's fine. That is a minimum target and something we should consider. What I'm not considering is anything that's below that. You know, again, you could find turbulence at various places, sure, along your way higher, but you're going up to this area. That's what you're doing. Okay, probably by the end of August. I got nothing else for you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please hit the like button. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Thank you all for being here, and I'll see you next time. Okay, take care. Bye-bye.